is time. It is time to brew your best beer. Brought to you by Beer Grains Supply Company, BrewTubers Online Brewers Club, Brew UK, Panhead Brewery, Tanner Ritchie, Finney's Homebrew Emporium, Brig Selv, Hackney Brewery, Hashigo Sake, Mangrove Jacks, Sprig and Fern Tavern, Yakima Valley Hops.
Except I forgot to grab that. Hello. Canadian Sasquatch here with another SJPORR 2014 Challenge beer review. Except this time, I will be reviewing my own beer. There's been a lot of confusions and questions and such about it, so I figured I'd crack it open and give a review and what I think went well and didn't go well, and where some of the flavors are coming from that some of you guys are hitting up. So let's crack it open. Label out. Just a little tiny psst. So yeah, there's, as everybody noticed, there was no head to speak of. So yeah, there's no carbonation in this beer, in this braggot, I'm sorry. And I will come back to that in a minute. But so yeah, that's the first thing you notice, and then you notice like all these aromas coming off of it. But let's do the color. Everybody talked about the color on it, and it's depending on where you look at it, it's a dark ruby to a variety of purples and browns. I don't know how all this is going to come up in the camera there. I don't even know where that. So I don't know how much of that you guys can see. So all those colors and such are coming from all the malts. So and I do have the ingredients on the bottle here. So the ingredients in this was Wahila honey, maris otter, carapils, caramel 40, pale chocolate malt, cacao nibs, Madagascar vanilla beans, and Amarillo hops. So the color is definitely coming from the various grains in it, and a little bit from the cocoa and vanilla. So that's the color on it. And then for the aroma, a lot of people were getting like a wine smell, vinous-like, and that would be where the yeast comes in. So I have that up on my laptop here. So the yeast that I used was a wine yeast. So it's a yeast that's used for Cabernet Sauvignons, Syrah, Zinfandel, Sangiovese. I'm butchering these, I cannot pronounce words at all. So it's from the Rhone Valley, so it's a red wine yeast. So that's where you're getting the wine aromas and flavors from, specifically the red ones, since it is a red wine yeast. So the aromas I get are, so I do get the chocolate, and I do get a little bit of the wine that everybody mentioned. I do get a hint of the vanilla, and there is a little bit of the wahia in there, so it's quite pleasant. I could just smell this all day long. It smells so good to me. So yeah, so that's the aromas, and then we went through we already did the color and such. It's, as everybody noted, it's very, very like crystal clear. You can see the light straight through it. You can't see through it because it's so dark, but so yeah. So the appearance, the aroma, the appearance, so flavor. So I got a deep, dark red wine with chocolate, like a dark chocolate coming through on top of the red wine. Some of the, on the back end, I get a little bit of the wahia honey coming through as well. I definitely get the vanillas in there as well, and then some dark raisins, a little bit of dark, like a black cherry. And yeah, I do get the alcohol. The alcohol flavorings are there, not all that pronounced, but you do get a little bit of the heat from it. So it's quite tasty to my palate, anyways. Which is kind of why I brewed it. Brew what you like. So then we move on to mouthfeel. So it is, I think it's a full-bodied, it's viscous, thick, and as everybody noted, there is no carbonation, and this is actually where I messed up. It is supposed to be carbonated. It's supposed to be bottled condition, so it is supposed to have a light carbonation to it to help break through the viscousness of it a little bit, break that up, and the sweetness and a little bit of cloying that it gets to it. The carbonation would cut through that a little bit and lighten it up, so it'd be a little bit more effervescent and lighter, and you get more of the flavors and aromas definitely with that. So I use the exact same yeast that I use for fermenting with, and the only thing that I can think of was in this type of beverage, I hit the maximum ABV that the yeast can handle in this type of beverage. So it's theoretical up to 16%, and this is a 12% braggot, but that's 16% in wine, which is a different set of sugars than what's in honey and extracts that we get out of the grains and such. So because of that, it probably couldn't go past where it currently is, past the ABV point. So it did not carb up like it should have. Lesson learned here is go straight for the champagne yeast to bottle carb up, because I did actually add another package of the yeast at bottling time. Like I rehydrated it correctly and it was happy, and I put it in along with the bottling sugars, more of the wahia honey. So yeah, so next time around it's going to be champagne yeast when bottling these bigger beverages for sure to make sure it happens. So, but yeah, so that's mouthfeel. Again, I enjoy it as is. It could be better if it was carbs. So there's that. And overall, aside from the carbonation, there isn't too much that I do not like about this. It hits all the flavors that I enjoy. I do prefer sweet, so it's got a nice sweetness to it, which makes me happy. So yeah, it's the chocolates in there. I was not expecting the red wine aromas and flavors in there, but I think that's a very nice touch to it. So I will be definitely noting this yeast that I used. Not giving away all my secrets because I still have several other things going on that I'm experimenting with. Brewcat. So yeah, so overall, it's very pleased with how this turned out. I know a lot of people were not as happy. I've got scores ranging from 18 all the way up to 43. So yeah, it's definitely not to everybody's liking. And yeah, I took a chance doing this, but and the only thing about it is I guess I kind of took the whole part to stand the test of time literally, because this is actually brewed to age very, very well over the next 3-4 years at least. So I'll be keeping many bottles around and seeing how it does age over the next few years, and enjoy it every once in a while, because definitely cannot just sit down and pound one of these. It is a big beverage for sure. So yeah, so that's pretty much my take on my own beer here, the ST011US. So if you guys have any questions or anything about it, feel free to hit me up. Put a comment down below, send me a PM or anything. Be more than happy to address most issues about it. So yeah, cheers, and be sure to have a pint of awesome. I know I will, but I'll be enjoying this one nice and slow today. Cheers, everybody.